Let's talk about the episode. Let's talk about the episode. So we're gonna call this episode "Meddling in Other People's Business." That sounds like a perfect title for these three episodes. Meddling into people's personal business, getting involved, shouldn't be involved, and now you end up shot, could have died, but you didn't die. You're just in the hospital bed, and you got a crazy girlfriend, wife, whatever we calling Kristen and Brady, then caught the tail end of this mob head, freaks out over the phone. Tony goes to see her to tell her, I guess, what's going on or whatever. Ends up holding him hostage, taking him hostage, end up holding a gun on a security officer, ends up breaking out, then freaks out at the hospital, pulls a gun out on Chloe. If it wasn't for John calming her down, she probably would have ended up shooting Chloe. And she caught Chloe in the worst possible moment. I mean, she couldn't have got there at the perfect time and caught Chloe in those perfect words. I'm sorry, this is all my fault. That's all Kristen needed to hear. And that's why she ended up trying to shoot Chloe, asking her what's going on, how are you involved, how did you get Brady shot, how could you do that to him, and yeah, go off the edge from there. But let's go back to the mob hit situation and how so many people have meddled in this situation, how certain people shouldn't have meddled in this situation, how everybody can take blame at this point, and basically if you got one finger, you better use all 10 of your fingers to point at everybody involved in this situation. If Philip wouldn't have done what he did, collected a gambling debt, knew he couldn't pay it back, knew he didn't have that type of money, which here is Attica gambling. So that didn't help none, even though he wasn't strong enough in that moment to say, I need to stop, I need to give it up. He let a little moment of weakness get the best of him, cause Mimi not a good influence at all. And that was her thing, gambling. Got him back hooked in a debt that he couldn't stay away or pull away from the table or didn't have enough common sense to pull away from the table. Ended up collecting the gambling debt. Then came back to Titan. Got on his father behind. Begged him back for his Titan job. Made Victor and basically forced Victor's hand to give him back the reins of Titan for he can launder money through Titan. He had a problem with this plan because Xander was already CEO and Victor couldn't, just kick the rug from under Xander and told him he's fired. So he decided to make them work together. Xander don't play well with others. We already know what happened in the ends of all of that situation. Um, Xander being the thirsty person he is, getting his nose in the Philip business, even though I understand why he did it, he still should have kept it hush hush and shouldn't have closed that dummy company, which made things 10 times more worse, thinking that Philip betrayed them and turned on them and refused to pay them, which made the fire get under they behind and under Philip behind. It didn't help none of the situation getting Sarah involved, the snoop around that man's computer, got herself involved trying to help her, whatever Xander and Sarah is, got herself involved, playing around with that man's emotions to make that man trust her, where she can get access to her computer, just appease her man, to get the information she need to help get Philip out of Titan, for the big baby with the big head can have the company all to himself. So if you want to blame everybody, you can blame the whole entire room. You can blame Philip for being naive and foolish, running up a gambling debt he couldn't afford. coming back the Titan. I mean, yeah, coming back to Titan. We're begging for Titan, running back to Salem for his dad help on the low key, but he wanted to run Titan for he can do the money laundering thing, which didn't work out very well for him. Then on top of it, you wasn't careful or cautious enough to have enough common sense to realize what a mess you really made. Then you got the two little snooping, you got the two little sneaky people over here trying to find out your business where they can get you out, and then Zelda closed that dummy company, which made things 10 times more worse for that. So then we got Chloe, then we got Brady involved because Chloe went and told Brady. Brady decided to help. Brady still got hard feelings for Chloe. Didn't want to get her in trouble, which I can understand why Brady would tell her, don't get involved in this. We need you out of this situation. But she didn't want to listen to that, even though Brady was coming off as a, I still care for you a lot. I still somewhat love you, don't want nothing to happen to you, but was acting like a whole jealous boyfriend in the whole time, or a jealous ex, and was scared and embarrassed that you didn't moved on. Plus, on top of it, y'all still friends, so Brady couldn't keep his emotions in check long enough that could try to convince Philip, who also have a thing for Chloe, who also loved Chloe once upon a time, who also competed against Chloe, these two cousins. So they couldn't get their feelings in check long enough. It was the whole feeling thing. Chloe calling herself trying to be independent. Swore up and down she can take care of herself and Brady. Then on top of it, the mess that Xander then started closing that company. And sooner or later, you should have known that the mob was gonna circle around somebody in the family and get somebody. Um, it would have been nice if it would have been Philip, but unfortunately for Brady, he was the victim of it. Well, he ain't really no victim. He was all up in the tune. He shouldn't have been around the situation, even though you was happy. Let's say wrong place, wrong time. You was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and it kind of bit you in the behind. And then on top of it, your crazy girlfriend, your baby mama, in prison, love talking to you on the phone. Then on top of it, she saw you sucking Chloe lips on New Year's Eve, posted on the front page of the newspaper that she saw, confronted you about, had insecurities about Chloe already. Then once she heard the gunshot, then heard Chloe's voice saying that you was shy, I can see why Kristen did what she did. Even though she shouldn't have done what she did it anyway because she was concerned about her man. And once a brain cell start moving around and start going crazy in Kristen head, she lose all thoughts and all mind. And she do what she gonna do anyways, regardless of what the consequences is. So yeah, this is what we call very messy, very call it very messy. Too many hands in the pot trying to cook. Some people shouldn't have got involved, but they did get involved. Then you got Xander over here trying to sabotage every way he can go with this situation. He want to tell, I'm surprised he waited this long to tell Victor, to be quite honest with you. I'm surprised and shocked he waited after all this time. Once the mob was circling, once he knew what was going on, once he knew the mob was coming after them, I guess that little talk that Philip gave him about, the mob gonna be circling thanks to you closing down that company. I'm surprised he waited so long. I was expecting him to zip over to Victor and tell Victor. But unfortunately for him, he it's too late. Like, either they gonna take somebody gonna pay their money, or somebody gonna lose their life. I mean, Xander, you kind of put gasoline on the fire and made it worse than when you did what you did. I mean, we can't really blame you because this is all Philip's fault because he the one made the gambling debt. He the one ran the Salem begging for his job, laundering money through Titan. And all these hands now in it circling and stirring the pot, and they own ingredients into the pot. So this is a whole lot of mess, and I hope y'all come out clean. I hope we already know Ava can't help this situation. You know, she was tied up in her own situation at the moment. She was surprised and shocked that Brady got shot. She didn't put in for none of that for somebody to get shot in her. You know, she dealing with what Charlie then, played with her brain and had meds playing around with her brain and spinning her head around. So this is Angelo orders. I'm pretty sure she can convince Angelo to stop the mob hit, but we already know once Angelo gets started, it ain't no stopping him. So we have to wait and see how this plays out. Now that Victor involved and he say y'all ain't gonna do nothing, I'ma fix it and straighten it out. We gonna see. And Sarah, nice going by telling Maggie what's going on. I like, we understand you concerned. We understand you worried. It is partially your fault because you wouldn't have gave the information to Xander, which you knew exactly what he was going to do with that type of information, but we can't really blame you because you were just doing it for your man and try to make your man happy by getting the D's and getting the goods on filler. You didn't realize it was going to be this good and this spicy once took a taste of it. So we can't really blame you, even though we can kind of blame you for this because you the one gave the information over. We already knew what Xander was going to do. We already knew it was only a matter of time before Xander run the victor anyway. So we can't really blame you for this situation, and we can't really fault you or hold you in any harm's way of this. We know you scared, you nervous. We know the mob involved and all that, so we can't really hold you like too bad because you didn't know what was going on. So I guess I'll give you a pass. Xander, I'm also going to give you a pass because you're doing a good thing for Lonnie and Eli with helping them get their kids back, their twins back. Dr. Rayner, you wanted the sorriest excuse of the criminal I ever met on Salem. I mean, there have been a lot of, not bright criminals running through Salem, but you got to be the most, silliest one of them all. Now, I understand. Well, no, I can't understand. Basically, you and Xander business from the first, baby switch should be over. So tell me again why you still running around with this same burner phone that Xander gave you, and you had the nerves and the audacity to answer it. You lost me with that. Like, that job been done. If it's a year in, almost 2 years coming in, and you still holding on to that burner phone, which can easily be tracked to you, he basically set you up, and I'm just waiting for them to catch you finally, and for them to catch you. That's basically what I'm waiting on at this point, because you silly and you foolish to still be holding on to that phone. The fact that he realized that you might still have that phone and how he can easily throw that in your face and you basically jelly in his hands. You got to have a stronger backbone, Dr. Rainer. I mean, are you really ready to go down for 2 kidnappings? Are you really prepared to go down for both? Now that Vivian Flunky got the twins, are you really and prepared yourself really ready to go down for 2 kidnappers? You know that's a long prison time and you may or may not get out. So I hope you don't got no kids or got no family that's gonna miss you because you're gonna be gone for a very long time. Then on top of it, they might be ashamed of you that they say you rich and you don't really need the money. You just one of those silly little criminals that like to go for extra cash here and there. So I'm just waiting for them to catch you at this point because it's foolish that you still got that phone, and I'm surprised and shocked that you still got it. What else happened besides that? Abigail and that Brady thing. We gonna talk about that for a little bit. So you're gonna forgive him, Abigail. Abigail, good luck with that. Because if I was you, I'll tell him therapy. We both need therapy. We need to get out what we feel about each other. Mostly you get out how you really feel about me. Meaning that you will never trust me enough to think that anytime a hot man come by, you think I want to jump their bones and cheat on you and my family with this new hot man that came about that I got to try out like a brand new car that I get to test drive out. So if you do take him back, Abigail, tell him we need therapy. Or let him admit that he would never trust you again. I guarantee you'll think twice about forgiving him. Because Abigail, if you go back to him, it's gonna be another time around where he ain't gonna trust you again. Just like he don't trust you from this Stephen thing, and that done been 2 years down the drain, and he still don't trust you. So if you gonna take him back, just know that he have a very high insecurity about you testing out the new car that come around. The Demera mentioned. He got a bad feeling that you might want to test out the new car that come around or the new hot little model that come around the Salem. I mean, the mirror mentioned that you might want to drive around in and burn up a whole gas tank on. So just be prepared for that he won't never trust you like that. So if you take him back, that's your business. Sooner or later it'll come out eventually that he don't really trust you like that. You just enjoy, I guess. Kate and Jake and Gabby. Kate, you really insecure about Gabby. I mean, I can understand why, but if you got him, why are you so insecure? Another thing, Gabby had him but lost him. You can keep him and hold on to him. Whatever game Gabby got playing, whatever games Gabby got going on in her head, thinking the way she can get him back, you can stop all of that by keeping him happy, satisfied. No matter what games Gabby come along with, he'll just push her to the side every time and look at you, and she'll get upset and mad. And once he started feeding Gabby does, and you start feeding her does, you notice when her vindictive part of her come out, her little nasty little evil side of her come out. So Kate, you actually can win against Gabby despite your age and despite your age and y'all love just being fresh. You actually can keep Jake around. Let Gabby play all the games she want, like I said. Just keep him happy and satisfied. You ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you don't do those, you're not going to keep him. Look at him. I mean, Kate, you done been down this game alone. You done been down this road before. You know how to keep a man if you really want to keep Jake. Don't matter what games, what stunt, whatever Gabby got going on, you can keep Jake if you really want him. That's if you really want to fight for him. A man might have a wandering eye, but if you fail at one of those, loving and, giving him his needs and y'all sharing and all that, all that good stuff that involves into a relationship, he'll block Gabby out. Even though he still is interested in Gabby, you can block that right on out and he'll only be focused on you and Gabby can come whatever game, whatever stun, talking about Gabby chic and all that. You want like Kate, if you want him, keep him. That's all I'm going to tell you. I ain't got too much to say about that. We see Gabby with the games, and with the BS already. She want him back after her daddy then ruined her chances of having him back after she finally admitted that she loved the man after all this time and all the hard to get she put that man through and all the stress and drama she put him through. And Jake, if you really fall for Gabby's stunts and games, you really didn't love Kate that much anyways, because the way she told you before she left out of town, she don't like you, she don't love you, She was just playing with you. She was getting you to do what you wanted her to do and all that stuff involving the mirror. You a fool too. So I'm gonna wait to see how this is gonna play out because Jake, you a fool if you take Gabby back that fast and that instant. If you forget about Kate and move on with Gabby, you a fool. Cause you got to think about it. She got an ulterior motive. Now that Chad not involved and you know he not the CEO of the Mariner Mall, she got a chance to come back with Gabby Sheik. That's her main goal and objective. So if you let her play you into talking about this relationship, man, and she get back Gabby, she play you again and throw you to the side again, just as long as you gave her what she want, you a fool too. You better sit down and talk to Gabby or wonder what's going along in Gabby's head and find out where her head really at when it comes to y'all and you know y'all relationship where it started at and where it ended at before you get yourself involved in that puddle of mud again because yeah cause Gabby about the BS and Gabby all about bringing Gabby chic and Gabby is all about herself and ain't worrying about nobody else. So just know that you may or may not be getting playing around with Gabby. So while you sitting there letting her play around with you in your head and talk about y'all love and what we want shared and all that, y'all didn't have it. Y'all was in the cupcake stage. So you let her use that cupcake stage against y'all because y'all was just not starting off good before her daddy came and interrupted that. If you let that little feelings that you had for her before she told you what she told you and ran off to Mexico, get in your head and play around in your head and stop you from sleeping and make you think about her and less of Kane, you a fool too. But I think that was all that I want to talk about today. I think that's all that happened. Yeah, that's all that I want to talk about. So let's run with that, Jake. And the ball is in your court, and we'll see how you gonna play this. But anyways, though, y'all, that was the episode. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the rest of y'all night, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.